What's up, everybody? I hope all y'all are doing undeniably fan-freaking-tastic out there. It's Monday, and you know what that means. It's vlog day once again. And, folks, look, I need to apologize. Right now, my mind has been racing in several different directions this week. Today especially, I've been kind of thinking about this vlog all week since last Monday, thinking about how I was going to address certain things here in this episode of the vlog, but I guess I just gotta take this one step at a time, and hopefully what comes out of my mouth next would be understandable, okay? So I guess let me just go and get the good news out of the way. Yeah, so last weekend, good news, yep, last weekend, Queen and I, we did make it down successfully to Columbia. We did go to HorrorCon, and it was pretty cool. Me and her, we enjoyed our time there. Matter of fact, as we was going down there, we passed through another city. I was like, hey, I think Cole Maccabee is from the city. Yeah, and for those of you that don't know who Cole Maccabee is one of the people that used to train me before I became a wrestler myself. Matter of fact, I did a unboxing, or was it an unbagging, one of those things, where I opened up my wrestling shoes, and Cole Maccabee was the one that sent me those. Cole Maccabee is a wrestler that I've known since I was in middle school. And once he stepped away from in-ring competition, the man was running Pro Wrestling Union for a little bit. But anyway, we go into the HorrorCon, and I go to the bathroom. We're not even there 5 minutes yet. I step out, and immediately, as soon as I step out of the bathroom, I hear, "James SelfStandard." I turn around, and lo and behold, speak of the devil, Cole Maccabee's right there. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And I forgot that Cole was also a horror nerd himself in a way, because remember that Leatherface roast I did of Berlizzi back in 2018? Cole Maccabee was the one that gave me the chainsaw for that film, before that project. So yeah, Cole, thank you. Man, we should have took a picture together, but missed opportunity there. Anywho, I did try doing a little bit of a vlog there, but it didn't work out. But I did have another idea. I noticed all the people cosplaying at the convention, and I wanted to try something different. I wanted to try the trend where I've been seeing people go and saying, "Hey, shake my hand in character, shake my hand in character." Yeah, that was pretty cool. And I think I somewhat made friends with the guy dressed as Professor Pig from Arkham Knight. So yeah, but it was not as expensive as I was expecting it to be. I walked in there thinking I had to pay $60 for both of us to get in. But no, $60 was for the whole weekend. Just for the day, it was $40. 20 for her, 20 for me. So, yay. I was thinking it was going to be like a grand, stupendous amount just to get us to take pictures with somebody. But no, that wasn't the case either. It was only $50 for each person. And we was only there to take pictures with only 2 people anyway. We took pictures with David Howard Thornton and, of course, Bam Margera. Now, I didn't print off my picture with David yet, but I do have this one. And yes, I know it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Had to let the church bells go out. Yep. Heck, that might be the thumbnail right there. When Carter saw this picture, she said, "I hate you." She said, Carter also said that you are our op and we are about to fight you. I said, yeah. I said, all right, Carter. Bring it on, SpongeBob. Square up. No, I'm playing. But, yeah, anyway, when I did meet Bam, though, I did tell him a joke that he kind of liked. I said, hey, Bam, eventually you should launch your own jelly brand. Call it Jam Margera. He laughed, and then he actually did repeat it to somebody else on his team at his table. But, yeah, oh, I gotta pop my back. But, yeah, so, this is where it starts to get heavy. Alright. I rolled back into town. I came back home sometime Monday afternoon. And when I did, I learned some troubling news. And it was part of this troubling news that kind of kept me, that has kind of kept me basically distracted all week. And trust me, outside of SSP, there has been a lot of distractions going on. Just to tell you how heavily I've been distracted, outside of SSP, I haven't been able to get to the gym all week. Yeah, I am itching to lift some weight again. I'm itching to get back on the treadmill again because this past week it has been physically terrible for me. But yeah, this week revival was going on at my church. I ended up missing all the revival except for the last 2 nights. Matter of fact, they extended revival for an extra night, which I was kind of thankful for. But shout out to one of my friends, Scott from church. Scott was also the former youth leader right there at my church. But anyway, Scott came through and he was helping me get do some yard work pretty much. So yeah, Scott, thank you for that. But we had the yard work going on, we had revival going on, but also this past Monday I learned some troubling news. And I really don't know if I'm at liberty to actually discuss this news or not, but because I've never mentioned the guy by name. I've never mentioned the guy by name on this channel, I don't think. Now, part of me, like a big part of me, wants to be outrageously optimistic in the matter. I really, really, really want to believe this story isn't true. But recently, somebody that I considered a best friend has gotten arrested. And some of you may know the story already. But man, this story has gone viral. And I mean, it has been reported by USA Today of all articles. I think I saw it being reported on MSN. Heck, there was even I think I even saw a YouTube channel that made a 23-minute video discussion on this case. And well, I think this channel like has over 7 million subscribers talking about this case. And once I read the article about it, and once I started reading in the news about it, I was appalled, I was shocked, and this was no ordinary best friend that got himself arrested. This was a best friend who actually took time to care about me. He saw me more than just a wrestler. He befriended the human aspect of me. Deep down, he actually cared about me, and he invested in me so freaking much. And even though he was never there technically in person, if you look back in the past at certain things from the 2022 to 2024 era of SSP, you might see lingering fingerprints of his work on this channel. But the fact that this was the best friend that ended up getting himself in trouble. It's making me question a lot, you know? Was his friendship genuine? Was his care genuine? I mean, part of me has to believe that it was. But everything about this case is just so confusing. The last time I actually hung out with him was March of 2024. But yeah, I knew him, Queen Enterprises knew him, and man, I'm really trying my best to tiptoe around the story itself, but man, it's difficult. It's difficult. Out of respect for the friend that he used to be, out of respect for the sensitivity of the crimes at hand, I don't think I'm at liberty to discuss this publicly yet. And I just keep thinking about how else I can address this, but this is extremely difficult for me. And yeah, I was talking to Carter earlier this week. I was telling her this isn't the first best friend I've lost to something devious. And right now I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of afraid to just throw that term best friend around all willy-nilly. There was another guy that I considered a best friend who, for a long time, I was considering a brother for the most part. But then life pretty much changed my mind on that one. Same thing with this other best friend that got himself in hot water. Deep down, part of me wants to hope that he gets found innocent. I don't know how it's going to pull off, but hopefully. Right now, the current evidence looks bad on him, but again, I guess that's just me trying to be optimistic about a very, very, very minimum possibility, but realistically, I don't see it possible. I really don't see it possible. I don't see it possible that I associate myself with this man afterwards either. There's so much information that I need about this matter, but I'm just not getting it yet. And I'm not getting told anything. My mom's not getting told anything. Because, heck, my mom was good friends with them too. The news of this case, it was affecting her too a little bit less to an extent, but yeah, both me and her knew this guy. Both me and her, we was actually in this man's house not too long ago. I was actually invited to spend a couple of nights at this man's house. And just seeing how everything has been played out, and the fact that technically this has actually been going on since late July, and the arrest happened in early August, but news didn't break until right here in late September. Everything's just been off, you know? Alright, well look. Me receiving news about the arrest, all this yard work, the revival happening, it's just been really hard for me to focus on SSP. Oh, plus we can't forget the glorious W word. Work. Yeah, can't forget about my job too. So that got in the way. But look, the more I've been thinking about it heading into October, it looks like I kind of have to at this point. With the exception of Sup Everybody and possibly a couple of ring ramblings here and there, I'm basically going to be taking October off. With the exception of Halloween, because I am building up towards Halloween. Right now, Halloween and that Helpful Man movie is my top priority. That is my top priority right there. So, yeah, folks, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Y'all keep praying for me. Y'all keep praying for the situation at hand. Keep me in your thoughts and prayers. Send good vibes my way. Whatever y'all want to do, whatever you want to believe in. Right now, I just need some peace of mind, okay? So, yeah. Thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, make sure all of you remember to be outrageously optimistic year-round. Booyah. I'm out. Love you all. Here comes my hug of appreciation. Bye.